Oh, I just hit record. But you tried the recipe what?
Far.
How
But
was it?
you're gonna hate it because I instead of using oat flour, I use quinoa.
Of course you did. Yeah. So wait, you used raw quinoa or cooked quinoa?
Oh, raw.
Raw quinoa. So you just put the raw quinoa instead of the oatmeal. Did you grind it at all, or was it just
I made it in quinoa flour.
quinoa flour? So you put it in a blender.
I put it in a. You know what I have? I have a coffee grinder that I only use to grind my flour, my oats.
Yeah.
Get flour, and then I forgot to add the almond butter, and I froze it before I added the almond butter. So
Oh
I
man.
oh, but this is what I did. So it was frozen, and then I just layered the peanut butter on top. I layered chocolate, and then I froze it again.
Okay. All right. So you did milk or water?
I did milk,
Milk, and then you did quinoa powder, and then protein powder, and then that's it really at
the
first.
steak protein.
What kind of protein?
The one you recommend, the steak one.
Steak shake. Yeah. So and then okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. It's super simple, right? I mean, like peanut butter or almond butter, peanut butter, oat flour, quinoa flour, whatever you want to do, and then protein powder and a little bit of water and milk. Yeah. It's so simple. Did you melt some chocolate on top of it?
It was perfect. I used a little bit of coconut oil
Yeah.
to help the melting of the chocolate,
Yeah.
but I froze it. Then I took it out for half hour. The layer of the almond butter and the layer of the chocolate, and then froze it again.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, well, and then yeah, no, for everybody who's listening, we're talking about the protein bars that I found them on YouTube from this guy in New York. He makes them, and it was super simple. But his videos are like 20 minutes, and then I figured it's only four ingredients, so I started making them myself. And I've been eating protein bars since 2004. Um, I don't know if you guys remember like the Metrix bars, like those were like 300 calories and like 30 grams of protein. So I'm probably not going to live that long because I've eaten a lot of protein bars with all those ingredients that used to be in there. But I've eaten all of them, and it all comes down to the same thing. They all have crazy amounts of ingredients in it, rightfully so, because they have to stay good. I mean, the cleanest protein bar technically is the RX bar, but I don't know anybody that really was like, "Ooh, yeah, an RX bar, that tastes amazing." Plus, they're really low in protein too. There was one protein bar called the Greens Plus protein bar, but they stopped making it. It had all kinds of super ingredients in it. But then again, look at it. If you eat one a day, $2, $3 a bar. These, if you make them your own, you have more protein, better ingredients. You can put whatever you want in there. It's only like 90 cents a bar or something like that. So, yeah, that's what I recommend for everybody. But what I want to talk about today, though, I already hit record, is first off, just real quick, I'm actually doing a little bit of a cut myself. If you don't know what that means in the bodybuilding world, you're either bulking or you're cutting or you're maintaining. So if you're bulking, you're gaining weight, maintaining, you're staying the same, cutting, you're losing weight. But if you want to know if you're getting fat, make videos of yourself and then watch yourself in the videos and you'll be like, "Ooh, yeah, I'm eating too much. I'm putting too many cookies in my yogurt at night." Nobody else will see it except for yourself. And this is maybe lesson number one that I didn't plan on telling you, but I know when I'm gaining fat. Like if I sit up in my bed and I can grab a little bit of a roll like around my hips, I'm like, yep, nope, time to dial it in. And then the way I dial it in, and, the moral of that I want to tell you is nobody will really see that except for you. You probably hear it all the time, like, oh, I need to lose weight. And then you look at that person, it's like, what are you talking about? You look great. But it's also important to have high standards though, so keep tabs on yourself. If you feel like, ooh, I'm getting a little softer, a little fluffier, my weight's going up or whatever, then hold yourself up to high standards. But here's how I lose weight. It's super simple. It could not be more simple than this. I basically eat the same thing every day when I'm at home because I cannot think of anything better, like in the world, than my acai bowl that I have at meal number one. And then I have my potatoes with my meat and my vegetables, meal number two. And then I have my yogurt at night. Here, if I want to lose weight, here's what I do. I don't change a thing about my meal number one. I don't change a thing about my meal number two, but it's my meal number three where I pay very close attention. And the last couple of months, really, I've been putting uh, cereal in my yogurt at night. I've been putting full on homemade protein bars, like another one, like my second protein bar of the day. I've been putting ice cream in there. Um, and you know, if you have a 300 calorie meal and then one day you're like, oh, let me add a little bit of this. And then you're like 350 calories, you're like, yeah, it's only 50 calories. But then that becomes the new norm. And then you're like, oh, let me add a little bit of goji berries or whatever. They're super healthy. Yeah, but it's another 80 calories maybe. Let's add some tart cherries. Now you're at another 90 calories. Let's add some, even holy basil seeds, let's say. Add that. Um, Julian Bakery Pro Granola. Everything that I just mentioned is almost like superfoods. And then you add all that in, you're basically eating a bowl made out of superfoods. You're getting all kinds of nutrients in. But what happens? You're hitting your protein. You're probably getting more protein than you need. Great. But you're eating too many calories. And that's how I usually get soft. And that's also how I lose weight. I just cut calories. I cut unnecessary calories from my last meal. Now, that doesn't mean you can just eat like debauchery in your first and second meal, of course. You got to stay tight. But usually that's where most people get fat. It's just what it is. It's the last meal that does all that does you in. And that's when you need the most amount of discipline. That's when you need the most amount of restraint. Now, for me personally, and I recommend everybody does this, my last meal is yogurt. The reason I recommend everybody does this is because yogurt has casein protein, casein and cottage cheese too, by the way, any type of yogurt. Casein protein is slow digesting, so it kind of keeps you full for a longer time. And also the tryptophan that is in yogurt and dairy kind of cause you to fall asleep as well. So and it's just kind of like a nice little dessert. So if I want to lose weight, I look at my last meal, my meal number three, and I went in the last. I'm on day two right now. Really, I have like a 4 week cut that I'm doing, and then I want to get back into Six Pack City, which I'm already there, but I want to get to the downtown of Six Pack City. I'm in the suburbs right now, but it's still lonely. Like I never run into anybody. It's those tumbleweeds on the streets. But anyway, so I went from granola, protein bars, ice cream, goji berries in my yogurt. Now I'm literally only having yogurt from Costco. We all know that yogurt. It's one of the best yogurts you can get with a little bit of collagen protein powder from Kino Collagen. And then I put some sweet dark cherries in there. And I got that from Costco too, the frozen ones. And I gotta say, it actually tastes really, really good. Um, yeah,
Do you add more yogurt now that you're cutting out the rest?
good question. No, I don't, because I was already adding a ton of yogurt in order to fill up all the stuff. You know what I mean? But that is a really good question because if you cut, a lot of people, well, actually, to answer that question, if you want to cut, if you want to lose weight, you just want to cut calories. Now, if you're going to cut calories, usually the calories you want to cut are carbs. It doesn't mean that carbs are bad, but it's because you want to keep your proteins high. It's very hard to cut fats because fats are usually they come with the territory of your proteins, unless you're eating like, blobs of peanut butter or whatever. Um, but yeah, so that's how I do it. Now, how else can you do it if you want to lose weight? Cut calories from meal number one. But eh, I don't know. I don't know. I'd rather have big meal. That's just my personal preference, I guess. You can also cut a little bit of calories from every single meal, but then it's like you're gonna have 3 meals where you're like, meh. It's better to have 2 meals where you're like, oh yeah, and then the third meal you're like, okay, whatever. All right, this is a sacrifice that I'm doing. Or maybe you have that your meal number one where you just sacrifice a little bit. But it's just about enjoying your food every single day. And Once you get into that mindset where and you see the scale, the number on the scale going down, and you start feeling better, and you start looking in the mirror, you're like, yeah, I'm getting leaner. You start getting more vascular. You start and also when you start eating less, when you start becoming more efficient, insulin sensitivity wise, you start using carbs better for more fuel. You just start feeling better. And then all right, I'm not gonna hold back. I'm just gonna be politically incorrect. It's not really politically incorrect, but like, I'm just gonna tell you what's on my mind because I found that like resonates with people the most. But over here we have Walmart, right? Like we don't really have any where I live. It's Hot Springs. We don't. There's a really big Walmart. There's like four Walmarts. There's one that's really big. When you walk into that big Walmart and you have people looking at you like, damn, that guy is fit. That's like, yeah, you know what I mean? For whatever crazy reason, that just motivates me. Anyway, I hope that all makes sense. You guys are still here. I hope it didn't scare anybody away. So, what I do want to talk about is identity, your identity. Um, I'm gonna like really show tell you what something like behind the curtains. So in my marketing, I've had many or quite a few business coaches who tell me if you want to get clients, you got to talk to their identity. You don't want to post stuff that talks about calories in, calories out. Here's what to eat at Costco. Here's what you put over your chicken. Here's how to make the best type of vegetables, whatever. Because everybody else is doing that. What you're supposed to do is what they tell you is to talk about how you're going to feel, how you're going to change your identity, how you're going to change the person you become, how you're going to experience your new life when you lose weight. And it is very valid. But the reason I'm telling you that is because it does work. And that's what's going to motivate you 10 times more than simple little fitness tips that are a million. You can get a million of them everywhere, left and right. So, what I want everybody to do on this call, and I told some of you that are on this call, quite a few of you, to really think about what are your goals? Who do you have to become in order to hit those goals? That the person, your version that is at that weight, that is at that health, how would that person operate? How would that person wake up in the morning? What would that person think? What would that person do? What would that person start saying no to? What would that person start saying yes to? But more importantly, what would that person start saying no to? And then you're going to find that that's probably not somebody that you are yet. And you kind of sort of have to fake it to make it, but you do have to see yourself there already. And it sounds very simple, and you've probably heard this 10 million times already. But if you are, let's just say 190 now, and you want to be at 150, you really have to see yourself being at 150 already, because then you will start behaving in a way that is conducive to, that is relative to you being 150. If you don't start behaving that way, you're just going to get stuck because your mind hates one thing, and that's change. Your mind and your body want to survive. So if you start changing, your mind is going to fight. Your mind is going to throw up all kinds of resistance. So in a way, if you start seeing yourself as somebody that you are not yet, then your mind is not going to fight you as much if you try to change. And that's why I kind of threw myself under the bus with the story that I told you about me walking into Walmart. I'm making a fool out of myself. But am I though? I'd rather be way too confident and enjoy life to the fullest and hit my freaking goals and get a six pack that is basically the 0.1% of society than succumb to and let society take me wherever society wants to take me. So it's about setting these big, high goals. But not only that, who do you have to become in order to hit those big, high goals? And trust me, it's going to sound scary when you say it out loud too. You're going to tell your friends, like, let's just say financially, you tell your friends you want to be a millionaire. What are they going to say? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, you're a dreamer. Oh, you're a dreamer. Oh, yeah, sure. How many times have you said that before? They've never done anything. They never built anything. The only time you will get resistance is if it's from people who either want to do what you're doing or haven't done what you want to do or haven't built anything themselves that is worthwhile. People who are successful, they will see you struggle, even though you're 10 rungs lower on this totem pole of success. And they will say, hey, I recognize that. I remember when I was there. Keep going. It's darkest before dawn. You better not quit. That's going to be worth it. You might have to push a little, couple more years. You thought it was going to be 3 years in order to get lean, build that business, whatever, become a millionaire, whatever it is. Maybe it'll take you 10 years, but at least you're doing it. You got there. And then when you get there, you'll find out that it wasn't about the goal after all. It was about the journey getting there. But that's why the journey getting there is so important because you have to be that person already. And that will accelerate. It'll not only accelerate you getting there, but I think it's also absolutely essential for you to get there. But it's scary because you're changing your identity. And what's easier if you're 190 pounds and you want to be 150? Telling yourself, no, I'm 190. I want to be 150, but I'm going to try, but it's probably not going to work. If you think that way and then it doesn't work, then you will not have fallen very hard because you were already in the trenches. You were already in the swamp. But if you're 190 and you want to be 150 and you tell yourself, yeah, I'm going to do it, come hell or high water, it's going to happen. And people around you are saying, what are you doing? Like, you're never going to do it. How many times have you tried this before? This is your 12th time saying that you're going to do it. And then you tell yourself that you're going to do it. And then let's say you fail then. Yeah, then you fall hard. You fall really hard, long way down. But that's life, though. You know, that's just success is not for everyone. But you do have to kind of sort of fake it to make it in order to get there. And society does not want you to get there. Actually, people who are successful, they want you to get there, but they're not going to help you. Nobody's going to help you. That's why I'm so blunt in my messaging because I don't want to attract people who are victims. I've done that before where I got on sales calls and I took on anybody. I didn't say no to anybody. And I was like, yeah, just come on. If they had the money, I would take them on. And then like it would be like, hey, Michael, it's 2 days and I haven't lost 10 pounds yet. What's wrong with you? Like I'm the problem. There's a difference. There's levels to everything. There's people who take responsibility and there's people who blame their circumstances. And unfortunately, the majority is the latter, unfortunately. But that's just human nature, all that stuff right there. So I hope this kind of makes sense. It's more of a mindset shift. And I do this myself. Like it's very hard. It's very hard to do. You have to be kind of crazy, kind of like delirious a little bit in order to act like somebody who has something that you don't even have yet. I mean, even if I say it out loud, it sounds funny, but it has behooved me many times. Sometimes you got to visualize. And if you just want to see what I'm talking about, probably the most basic, simple movie you can watch for this is The Secret. I think they came out with an upgraded version with like Kate Winslet or something like that. But it's called The Secret. It's about visualization. We've all heard about visualization, imagining yourself already there, but it does work. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, talks about that. Burn your bridges and have a strong desire. The person with the strongest desire will always win. But you have to have a white heat of desire, not just a mediocre flame. And I've done that too, where I was just like, this is also why when you get comfortable, you lose that desire, and then you get lethargic, you get chubby, you just get, the relationship starts suffering. And then it's like, let's keep trying. No, you got to stay hard. That's why people that retire usually they just get slow. That if they stop doing things, you got to stay active. If you want to punch somebody in the face, your fist doesn't stop by the nose. Your fist goes through their head, and their head is death. So you keep going all the way until you die because you want to keep accelerating through life. So anyway, I can keep going on and on and on. I'm just basically rehashing all the books that I've read, but I hope this kind of helps and makes sense. I sure hope my audio is working, but yeah. So I hope that makes sense. With that said, everybody's doing great. Good job. You're a winner. No, I'm just kidding. But no, everybody actually is a winner. Actually really is. And I really mean that, like I forgot the statistics, but if you can do like 10 push-ups, this is ridiculous. But if you can do like 10 push-ups, especially as a woman, I mean, you're like in the top 1% of America. But that's that, with all due respect, that says more about how bad America is than. But people that are working out, shoot, all you have to do is just go to a regular grocery store, look at the average person, look at go to the mall, do a 360. If you're working out, taking care of yourself, shoot, you're already in the top 10, 10% probably. So hope that kind of makes sense. Um, yeah, I don't really have any like fitness tips. Well, calories in versus calories out. I'm gonna come out with a rap song called Calories In versus Calories Out. I'm gonna have DJ Khaled remix it. Does anybody have any questions? DJ Khaled, by the way. Damn, he hasn't lost any weight, has he? Unfortunately. Um, John, are you traveling? Where are you at? Are you in America? I was gonna call.
I'm heading down to San Diego today, and then after San Diego, I'm going to Nevada tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. All business?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I have a question. You mentioned that you do like yogurt or cottage cheese in the evening. Is a good how does for a last meal? You would also encourage me along the way to eat some more of the bran. So taking the cottage cheese, mixing it with the bran, and putting in some peanut butter. Is that okay? Or
yeah, if it fits your calories. I like to have yeah, if that works for you. I find though, if you put bran in cottage cheese, it gets a little thick, I don't know.
oh, but that's great.
Yeah, if you like
with the
it.
peanut butter, it's great.
Peanut butter.
And by the way, Claudia made, I don't know if Claudia's on the thing, I can't. She made the bars and they were really good, but that's a small bar for 270 calories.
No, I don't think the bars she gave you were 270. Right? What was it?
You told me that's what I should use.
No. The full, no, if you get, hold on. How many calories was it?
You told me to use the real bar, which was about 200 and almost 300 calories for the bar that she gave me. It was great, but gosh, that's for that many calories. I'll stick with.
No. I talked to her. I think she cut them in half. Did you, Claudia?
No, she cut 6 pieces.
Can you hear me?
6 pieces.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that was not 200 and something. So I did the math and it was like 104 calories, the tiny pieces that I give you guys, 104 calories for like 7-8 grams of protein.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Because I know what you mean.
So they're worth it. They're worth it then.
I know what you mean, John. Yeah, because she cut them in half. So, but if you make it, it's actually a pretty good sized bar for a 200-ish 50 calories. It's pretty good actually. The more thin you make it, of course,
I just made something else though. That was a bowl of like a brownie bowl mousse cake type of thing. And that one is like a 245 calories and it's almost 17 grams of protein.
Damn.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so how do you make that?
So you need the cacao powder. Is it cacao or cocoa? Yeah, cacao, I think.
Yeah.
Then chocolate protein, a little bit of maple syrup, and a little bit of milk, but I put too much milk because it was supposed to be a cookie, but then it was too thin. Microwave it for a minute, let it sit, and then on top of it, to kind of like put I mixed a little bit of Greek yogurt with protein powder to kind of make the frosting things.
Yeah, the dressing.
And so that was kind of like my birthday cake for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so simple to make, and everybody listening, I highly recommend you just start playing around with food like this. It's so simple. And even if you need a little break, go make yourself some a week's worth of protein bars. I mean, it's so, and then you wake up the next day, you got 6 more protein bars in your fridge. It's amazing. And you could put them in your yogurt or something. It's a really good way. I really need to do a video on it, but like I said last week, I'm just, yeah, making recipe videos is a lot of work. Um, Got to wear my chef's hat and all that stuff.
I have a question. How do you dilute yogurt? The reason I ask is because when I mix it with the protein powder, it gets really thick and it gets really hard to mix. I've used a little bit, like a squirt of milk. I guess that kind of works, but then I feel like, man, now I'm adding, I mean, it's not a lot, but
Yeah.
then you have to count that calorie too.
Well, I mean, the answer is really simple. Just use more yogurt.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it depends on what yogurt are you using.
There's three that I use, the Faye, which is equivalent to like the Costco yogurt, which I also use, and then well, those are the ones I use to add protein.
Yeah.
The Ziggies, I don't add anything. I just add fruit.
Yeah, Siggy's is really thick, Icelandic. It depends on the protein powder too, so it just kind of all depends. But I highly recommend everybody next time you're at Costco, get the sweet cherries. They're frozen. I hope you can find them. They're right next to the blueberries, obviously. Frozen bags. Put them in your yogurt. Damn, it tastes really good. And also, I only take magnesium glycinate, chelated magnesium glycinate for, sleep. And my sleep scores have been, I had like a 95 the other night. I had a 92 last night. And I, th- I don't know. I think it's because of the cherries, the tart cherries that are in there. But, yo, does anybody else have any questions? Lucretia, you got anything? Or any wins, any inspiration, anything you want to share?
One more thing, I had asked you about the broth, the bone broth. Then you had mentioned the beef and beef bone broth at Costco,
Yeah.
right? I guess they don't have that anymore, but now they have chicken bone broth. Is that okay as well? I mean, not as high on the proteins, but it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Look at the ingredient, look at the nutrition facts. If it's what is it? If it's 50 calories for 10 grams of protein, then it's good. But if it's 50 calories for only 1 gram of protein, then it's just broth. It's not the bone broth. If it's beef broth or chicken broth, it has to be the bone broth. That's what it comes down to.
No, it does. It's specifically broth because they had regular broth right next to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it's fine. Yeah,
So it is
chicken and
bone.
chicken. Yeah, that's good. It's all about the bones.
Okay.
And Kettle and Fire is the
Yeah, and that's about the calorie count.
Kettle and Fire
That's
is that
about
the
an
brand?
8-ounce calorie count.
Yeah.
I found the
What's that?
Kirkland version of it.
Kirkland version is good too.
That's it.
Oh, that's the one.
45
one.
calories and 9 grams of protein.
Yep, you can do that one too. Yeah. Yeah,
Thanks
that one.
for showing it.
Yeah, actually, that one is. I forgot about that one. Yeah, they also had the Kettle and Fire, but yeah, that's really good. If you want to, it's really good for your gut health too, just overall collagen. All right, Preeti has a question. How many grams of protein should a food have for the amount of calories it has? So ratio of calories to protein. That's a really good question. Um, the like a protein food, in my opinion, a protein food is a protein food if it has 10 grams of protein for every 100 calories. So if it says 200 calories for 5 grams of protein, then that's not a protein food. If it has 15 grams of protein, but it's also 330 calories, then to me, that's also not really a protein food. A protein food is if it's 15 grams of protein, 150 or less calories. And the reason I say it like this is because if you go to the grocery store, and especially processed foods, it'll say high protein bars and whatever. And then you look at the calories and it's super high. Yeah, it has 20 grams of protein, but then the calories are also high. So protein foods are like kind of like a 1-to-1 ratio or a 1-to-10, however you want to look at it. But that doesn't mean that if you eat 1,800 calories, that you also need to get 180 grams of protein, because you also want to eat fruit, potatoes, you know, you want to eat vegetables, you want to eat some fats here and there. So your calories is never going to be 10 times your protein, if that makes sense. The ratio is always going to be a little bit more on the calorie side. And Shayna, yes, have a good day at work, and you're going to try the protein and yogurt for a meal. Have a good evening. You're off to work. Yeah, protein and yogurt. If you go to Costco, try the cherries, mix it in. It's amazing. It's really good. So hope that helps. Um, that's kind of a good exercise too. Next time you're at the grocery store, look at the nutrition facts, look at the protein, look at the calories, or look at the calories, look at the protein. There's a lot of false labels, even at Sprouts. I mean, high protein, yeah. But then if you look at, let's say, even beef jerky, right? Beef jerky is meat. It should be 60 calories for like 10 grams of protein. But sometimes there's beef jerkies where it's like 180 calories for the same 10 grams of protein. What happened? They added a bunch of sugar or sauce or stuff like that. So you always want to be mindful of it. This is why logging is so important. But one of the steps in order for you to stop logging is to learn how to look at nutrition labels. So, but you'll learn as you go along as well. And then the most filling food that is not a protein is potatoes. That always kills your appetite. So, yeah. Does anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to ask?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What was that ratio? What was the ratio again? I'm sorry, you broke up on my end.
Did I break up with everybody else's end too? Because my internet's kind of no, I'm good.
No,
All right.
I was just going through a bad area.
Oh, okay. For every 100 calories, 10 grams of protein. That's a good ratio. So, for instance, the Catalina Crunch granola or Catalina Crunch protein cereal is 180 calories for 18 grams of protein. That's a good ratio. Now, not to go too far off topic, but the way they accomplish that is by putting a little bit of a weird ingredients in it. But if you look at, let's say, meat, a quarter pound or a pound of grass-fed beef or a quarter pound of grass-fed beef, 93% is like 170 calories for 24 grams of protein. But if you go to 85%, then you're talking like 230 calories for 17 grams of protein. See the difference now? So now you need a lot more calories in order to hit the same grams of protein. Now, is that a big deal? If you can make it fit your calories, you're still fine. Because obviously 85% grass-fed beef is going to taste a lot better than 93%. So you just have to be careful because now you're using up more of your calories and you're getting less protein in. So now you got to be leaner on your other meals. So you just have to kind of find out like, all right, where do I want to use my calories that is not high protein? For me personally, it's fruit. Yeah, like I said, fruit and potatoes. Yeah, that's really it. Fruit. I mean, if you can let fruit be your candy, then you're winning. Whole fruit though, not juicer. The juicing thing is the biggest scam ever. Let's remove the fiber from our fruits. What can possibly go wrong? Um, does anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to share? I'm gonna actually got
Can you hear me, Mike?
yes, yeah, Jose, yes.
How's it going? How are you?
Good. How are you? How's it going?
Good. I'm addicted to a snack, and I want to see if it's got the Mike okay or not. It's cottage cheese, banana, strawberries, and blueberries covered in honey. That's it.
Okay, hold on. Cottage cheese, banana, strawberries, blueberries, and honey.
Yeah.
All right. Um, how much cottage cheese?
Probably like let me see. Probably like a third of a cup.
No, way more. It has to be way more than that.
Well,
Yep.
it's like
Oh,
it's
really?
about it's about half of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, no. So and then it's basically more fruit than cottage cheese.
No, it's a little bit more cheese,
Okay.
just a little bit more cottage cheese, non-fat cottage cheese.
I would add, it's fine. I would add more cottage cheese and maybe also some protein powder in it.
Okay, add protein powder then, huh? And cottage cheese. Okay.
Yeah, because the protein powder is going to make it taste even better. And then that might make you want to use less honey. So now your calories are lower and your protein is higher.
Okay. So give it flavor instead of giving it flavor with the honey, give it flavor
Yeah.
with the protein powder. Okay.
Yeah. If you get a good protein powder, that's why I like the steak shake because it tastes so good. Then yeah, you might not even feel the need for honey. I got honey here too. I got honey from like made in Arkansas, best honey ever, but it's like it's not worth the calories, you know?
Well, yeah, I use it. I use it for these protein pancakes, honey, with the protein pancakes and blueberries in the
Yeah.
pancakes. Amazing, also. But um, I was thinking, since it's honey, it's better than using syrup, right? Maple syrup or not?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, doing cocaine is better than crack or something, That's like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree.
so, uh, honey, I don't, you want to get to a point where you don't need honey,
Okay,
but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely, it's a good snack. It's high protein. You just need more protein, more cottage cheese, more protein powder.
okay.
Yeah. But that's good though. Maybe add some crunch to it, maybe like some chia seeds or something, some fiber.
Well, I added crunch because I freeze the fruit.
Okay.
So, like I get bananas and I chop them up and then I put them in the freezer and strawberries and blueberries. So
That's
that
good.
makes it perfect. I was like, wow, this is just changed everything.
No, yeah, that's good. I don't want to nitpick. That's good.
Yeah.
Um,
So
and then Preeti asks, can you have kale, spinach, and broccoli instead of liquid chlorophyll, which is not FDA regulated? Uh, all right. Liquid chlorophyll by nature's bounty cause stomach upset. Yeah, if anything causes a stomach upset, just stop taking it. And totally, you can have kale, spinach, and broccoli. Absolutely. You can have that in spades. You can have that as much as you want. I will tell you this though, the chlorophyll really, really helps with liver health. It cleans out your liver. Um, and usually, if you take something that causes a upset stomach, you stick with it for at least 2 weeks in a row, 14 days in a row, and then usually you're going to feel the benefits. This is what happens, for instance, if you take cranberry juice, organic cranberry juice, you might start feeling a little sick at first because it's going to rip off all the toxins you have on your thyroid and your digestive system. And then those toxins, where do they land? They land in your bloodstream, they land in your digestion. Then you get sick, you feel a little nauseous. But then if you keep going, then you get rid of them, right? And then the chlorophyll, that's even more the case. So, usually, with all due respect, if you get an upset stomach from eating healthy foods, that just shows how much you needed those healthy foods. So, but yeah. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously, kale, spinach, and broccoli, yeah, you can have that all day long. Um, Usually, you can never eat too much of it because it's has so much fiber in it and it fills you up tremendously. So, um, yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Anything you want to add? If not, then I'm going to go for a walk here. It's already dark here. What time is it getting dark there in California?
um, let's see. It's 5 right now,
Six
and
6:37, the sun starts to set.
Oh, okay. I guess it's the same here then. Damn. It's already October. Yeah. Shoot. Um,
eating at home's great, Mike.
yeah, no, eating at home is where it's at.
Yeah.
I got to say, even in California, I mean, I obviously live there and I lived in La Habra. I mean, eating out in California, yeah, if you live in Newport Beach or if you live in Santa Monica or if you live in places where you're like next to a Sweet Green or something or a Burger Lounge, or you got all those restaurants. But like even if you're in La Habra or La Mirada, I mean, really, what, Beehive, yeah.
Yeah, the quality of the food is just not, it's not there.
And then you're paying
Yeah.
like $20 for a burger, and then they flip the screen around. It's like, oh, it's gonna ask you some questions. 25% tip for a takeout.
Hey, but there's a Cava in the one now.
A Cava in La Habra?
There's a Cava in Brea now. In Brea.
Yeah, there's one in
Right.
La. I think there. I can't believe I'm saying this because I don't even live there anymore. But there's one in La Habra
They're all
too.
over the place here now.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, if you've been to Cava and you like it,
Yes. Yes.
I highly recommend you try Sweet Green.
Yeah, there's a new Krispy Kremes too, though.
Yeah, nobody's laughing at that. Oh wow, everybody, everybody is just rambunctiously laughing. No, but if you try Sweet Green, guys, uh, go into Sweet Green, make your own bowl, and I have to tell you, I think it's 150% better than Cava. Sweet Green.
I wasn't that impressed with Kava.
Same.
Yeah, I
Really?
Give
wasn't that
me, give
impressed.
me a stomach ache. I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but
Really?
Kava didn't do it for me.
I don't know what to say. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try. No, at home is the best right now. I'm
You
all
know what's
into,
it's
you
funny
know,
is Bruce is on here. Bruce is my client here in Arkansas, and Bruce is probably like, Kava, what is that? And it's like it's 3 hours from here where we live. We have one in the whole state, and it's like if we drive there, we're like, ooh,
oh,
three
really? Yeah.
hours. Can't we're 3 hours away from Kava, and you guys are like, yeah, we got another one around the corner. But that's you guys have so many options. But Jose is right, and I agree. Make your food at home. It's still best. Um, and I also just want to kind of extend that a little bit. Like even if you go to Sprouts, you really don't need like you don't need 75% of the stuff they have at Sprouts. You really don't need. You just need the basics. The good
Yeah.
potatoes, the good eggs. Get yourself a nice little ketchup. Get yourself some seasonings. The good cottage cheese. You don't need. They have a lot of stuff. I have this all the time. Clients tell me, "Hey, yeah, what about these low carb donuts, protein donuts? Yeah, make your own. You know, with single ingredient foods. Uh, what about this supplement, that supplement? No, you don't really need that much. So yeah. Real quick, Jackie, are you there or no? Are you listening in? Are you still there? I don't know. When it's muted and the camera's off, I don't know. Maybe. Well, maybe she has me on like the other side of the room or something. All right. Well, thank you so much for showing up, guys. Um, just a heads up, I'm gonna like promote this. So hopefully this when these calls, if they get like way too big, I'm probably gonna have like multiple per week.
Sorry, Mike, I'm here.
Oh, there we are. I hope you weren't like brushing your teeth or
No,
something.
I'm eating. I had food
Okay,
in my
good.
mouth. I
How,
couldn't talk. Sorry.
what are you eating then?
Fettuccine Alfredo.
The healthy version or what?
Kind of healthy.
Where are you? Are you at Olive Garden? Where are you at?
No, I'm home.
Okay, you made it yourself?
Yes.
With what?
What do you mean with what?
But what's the protein? What's the protein?
My chicken.
Okay. Is it
Chicken
good?
breast. Chicken breast. Yes.
You know what? I appreciate you for being honest because you had your camera off. You could have said anything, and you said fettuccine alfredo. So I'm gonna trust everything you say from now on.
I'm finishing. Let me see if I can turn around my camera.
Oh, because that is your favorite dish, right?
It is.
Yeah. I tried finding a recipe for fettuccine alfredo for it, but we just didn't have it. The app said nope. But
uh,
no, it's fine. You can just post a picture on the app. Just send it to me. Or I don't know if you're still there, but yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not really good with this.
Nah, it's cool.
Zoom.
I believe you. I believe you.
All
Um,
right,
oh, there
my
we are. There we are.
I'm
It's
almost done. Me.
yeah, it's kind of blurry, but all right. That
Sorry.
looks like a small portion. That's good. Are you with your
I'm with my daughter.
daughter? Yeah. All right, awesome. So just are you having vegetables with it too?
Spinach.
Okay, good, good, good. All right.
I added spinach, but I
Hey, you
just
know
want to
what?
say
Awesome. Awesome. You're making your own food. You're making the food
yes.
you love and
And I just want to say thank you for all the time and the effort that you're doing, especially with meals, starting from zero. Like I mentioned, I am just taking baby steps and I'm looking at your recipes and whatever. I'm a single parent, so whatever is fast and reachable for me right now as I'm starting. And then I'm trying to clear my schedule to make the like the acai board recipe is a
yeah.
lot for me. So that's my goal to take the time and shop for all those ingredients in the recipe. It looks really good. But every day I'm not missing my walks. Even my daughter goes around with me. She's walking more. So um, I'm teaching her the little baby sips. She asked me why 8 sips of cups of water. Sorry,
Mhm.
and she said, "Is it because I'm 8 years old?" I said, "Yes."
There you go.
So yeah, so just the little things in the morning, making it a routine, knowing what to do versus not having a schedule makes it a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so yeah, my energy is definitely gone from 0 to 10.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to hear that. I really thank you for sharing that too. Um
And also what works for me, I know not everyone, I'm old school, so not everyone reads all your emails, but that's very important for me. I get educated. Obviously, I read them at on my own time, but it could be a week later or, days later, but just making me knowledgeable helps a lot. Like you said, sometimes we have everything. You provide all the info we already know. But
yeah.
when you put down, eat your carrots, carrots are good for this, or eat your bell peppers are good for this and helps you with this. And that just motivates me to eat them even more. Like, oh my God, this is for my skin, or this is for, energy, or this is for, I don't know, hair or whatever.
Yeah.
That just helps a lot. That's that's how I take it. So thank you.
No, yeah, thank you for sharing. I'll be
Yeah.
honest with you, and if I can share something now, and I really appreciate that. Um, when I post content or write emails, eh, and I've been doing it for a long time. There's only so many ways I can say that, to put a carrot in your mouth and eat it, to eat the protein. What are the benefits of getting enough fiber in? And then you think at a certain point, for me, I think at a certain point, like everybody knows by now, but then you go over the statistics and like 15% of America actually gets enough fiber in. And if you don't get enough fiber in, you will die a slow death. So it's just like repeating the basics. And we need to hear it too. But I have this too. Like for me and my business coach, for instance, I have to track my numbers and I will do everything but track my numbers. It's the most basic thing. So that goes for you as well. Or like getting shiny object syndrome. You get on a meal plan and your first 2 weeks are amazing. And then you're like, oh, what else can I do? No, just stick to the plan. Repeat what's working and then stick with it. And it's going to take 12 weeks, 16 weeks, maybe even 20 weeks for you to actually get the results. But human nature is often our biggest enemy, because we always want things faster. We want to do more. We want to put more things on our plate. And then we just sabotage ourselves. And that's why what I said in the beginning of the video, like you got to see yourself as somebody who's already there. So just in the extreme side of things, like if you want to be James Bond, you got to start acting like him. How would he get out of his car? How would he walk into the store? How would he talk to people? Would he interrupt people? No, he would let them finish. Like how would, so how would a person who is at a healthy weight, how would he or she act and act like that already? So anyway, I appreciate you everybody being on the call. If you have anything that I missed, let me know. Message me on the app. And yeah, yeah, just message me. All right. Thank you so much for being there. And hey, special thank you to everybody who had their camera on, because that's the good thing to do. All right. We'll see you guys next week. All right. See you guys next week. Bye.